when you got big-time players like George Soros and the powers that be over at the Royal Bank of Scotland telling you the economy is about to collapse, I think it's time to listen. And when oil is hitting $30 a barrel, and then you have some economists saying that it could go as low as $8 a barrel, oh, it's time to start buying some gold, some silver, maybe some Bitcoin, maybe some other types of precious metals that you can actually have on hand. And maybe you should start considering putting some of your money offshore so that when the bank runs hit, well, it won't be as bad and you can actually get your money. Oh, it's not looking good, folks. I'm here on dollarvigilante.com, and great website, Jeff Berwick, but I mean, it's more than just what this article states right here. The fact that we have the Royal Bank of Scotland coming out and warning of a cataclysmic 2016, that, quote, stock markets could fall by a fifth. Okay? And this is in 2016. And that oil may plummet to $16 a barrel. Now, to the consumer out there, that may sound peachy, but boy, I tell you, the destruction, the devastation that would cause to the commodities market and then subsequently to just the global economy. I mean, man, it's not going to affect the consumer well in the long run or even in the medium run. It's not good. And then you have countries like Russia who are just going to suffer from this. Anyway, moving on. RBS has advised traders to... I mean, this is gallows humor. That's why I'm laughing. Quote unquote, sell everything. Oh, man. You have the Royal Bank of Scotland telling traders to sell everything? Oh, what? I mean, that's a bold statement. And this is coming from, I mean, we're talking about a mega bank here, Royal Bank of Scotland. This is, now, of course, these banks have been well known for their deception, but they've also been well known to, you know, brag about the fact that they come out and state these things prior to them happening because of their insider knowledge. Right? And they admit it. Yeah, we have insider knowledge. This is why we were able to predict things. Yeah, yep. Anyway, in an alarming research note that warns, the deflationary crisis we're about to have, that would mean prices start to decline, creating a vicious cycle where people hang onto their money rather than invest it into the economy. This is from the UK Independent originally. RBS has also said that this is the situation is about a return of capital and not a return on capital, which means that it's not about you getting a return on your investment, but whether or not you'll even get any of your investment back. Bleak. That's bleak. Then they go on to say, quote, in a crowded hall, exit doors are small. And also we got Soros, George Soros, coming out and saying that the global markets echo the conditions preceding the crash in 2008. Those of you who don't know, George Soros and his influence, this guy, he's an insider, okay? He's well known to, you know, short a currency right before it collapses and make a boatload of money off of it, short markets and stocks before they collapse, and then he's also well known to buy up stocks that are about to rise as well, and currencies that are about to rise as well. And he's a bad guy, okay? But you gotta understand, these bad guys, they have lots of hubris and chutzpah. And They like to brag and boast and throw it in your face what's about to happen, because he knows that the quote-unquote useless eaters aren't going to be listening anyway. And he goes on to state that, well, global markets echo what we saw preceding 2008 with the collapse. He talks about China having a major adjustment problem. I would say it amounts to a crisis. It's more like, yes, I would say it amounts to a crisis. Yes. Yes. When I took a look at financial markets, there is a serious challenge which reminds me of the crisis we had in 2008. Yep. Yep, and he said this at an economic forum in Sri Lanka within the past week. We also got, look, express.co.uk. Europe on the brink of financial meltdown as Germany faces economic ruin. This was published today. The European financial powerhouse could be facing a huge financial crisis which would devastate Britain as a lethal form of economic problems brews in Germany. So industrial production has slipped to 0%. Customer confidence has plummeted in Germany. And it could drag the Eurozone down with it. So there goes the Euro, potentially, this year. Of course, Germany having the biggest economy in Europe. And if Germany crumbles, well, then it would start that domino effect. And it would spread to all of Europe. And then, of course, the whole world. Yeah, so not looking good in Germany. And, of course, you think the migrant crisis is helping any of this? You think the migrant crisis is helping any of the countries in Europe? Economically? Financially? Heck no. This is... all hell's about to break loose, folks. I'm not just saying that. It doesn't look good. It looks bleak. Okay? It looks bleak. And in a nutshell, well, this pretty much sums it up so far for 2016, and it's only been 2 weeks. 3.17 trillion wiped off global stocks so far this year. It has been the worst ever start to a year for U.S. equities. Worst ever. Ever. Oh, joy. And this is according to, of course, Howard Silverblatt, senior index analyst at S&P Dow Jones Indices. We also have guest contributor Michael Pinto at CNBC warning that a recession worse than 2008 is coming. This is what all the experts are saying, guys. This is what all the insiders are saying. I think we should be taking this seriously. Of course, in 2015, we also saw the Chinese stock market crash, which resulted in, the Chinese government coming on in, and, stocks weren't allowed to drop past 10%, and they thought that would save their economy, and it did for a little while until now, of course. The past couple weeks, we've seen the Chinese stock market drop significantly, 7% in one day, twice, right? And that's again because of the fail-safe capital controls, which are now 7%, apparently, on the Shanghai Composite. Last year, there were 10%. So, yeah, I'll leave links for all of this. It's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good for 2016. So, important article here out of the Dollar Vigilante, Jeff Berwick's website. In this article, he lists some of the measures you can take to at least maintain some sort of hegemony in this coming bear market. Yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. It's been Press Reset Earth. Keep your head up, stay real, and no fear.